who have knowledge, those who know and those who don't know equal? No, they're not equal. And we know that seeking knowledge is something that's so important in our deen. But not just seeking knowledge in the things that we think are important, but even seeking knowledge on how to love our spouses. Learning, a lot of people think that this is just natural knowledge, that we're just born with it. Guess what? We're not. This is a skill that we have to learn. And there's so much research out there, there's so much in this Quran and Sunnah where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam teach us how to have better relationships. And last but not least, number 5, express. Express what? Express love, express empathy, express appreciation. Once the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, by the way, have you guys forgotten? I'm going to do it one more time because I need those good deeds. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Good job, guys. He went up to Mu'adh radiallahu anhu and he put his hand around him and he touched him. And subhanAllah, just thinking about that human touch. We've forgotten this art of touch. Once the Prophet ﷺ was kissing and hugging and touching Al-Hassan or Al-Hussein, and a man said, "You do that? You touch and kiss your children? I have 10, I've never done that." And the Prophet ﷺ said, "You don't have mercy in your heart." SubhanAllah, there are so many studies that talk about the importance of human touch. Think about it. Why did the Prophet ﷺ say to touch the orphan? To put your hand on the head of the orphan and touch them? Why? Why not just feed the orphan? Why touch them? So many studies have come out on the importance of touch. One of the latest studies that I read that really, subhanAllah, made me go subhanAllah, was that they found that human touch is as effective as antidepressants. In another study that I read, super interesting, they took people and they put them in an MRI machine and they zapped them. They gave them a shock. And then they saw their brain and what they were feeling. And they found out that people who were zapped and shocked while they were alone felt the most pain. And when they brought a stranger in to hold their hand, the amount of pain they felt went down a little bit, but not significantly. But when they brought someone they knew to hold their hand, the pain was reduced by 70%, subhanAllah. Why is it that we are taught to greet our families and to shake their hands? Anas radiallahu anhu said that the Prophet ﷺ told me, whenever you go home, the first thing you should do is greet your family. Why is it that he taught us that? Because لا ينطق عن الهوى. He does not speak from his own desires. Everything that he says is revelation, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us, He knows us. Human touch is so important. The Prophet ﷺ used to kiss Fatima radiallahu anha on her forehead. He used to kiss Al-Hassan and Al-Hussein. He used to kiss his wives when he would go home, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. That physical touch is so important. So let's go back to the hadith of Mu'adh. So we said the Prophet ﷺ went up to Mu'adh, touched him, and then he said, "I swear by Allah, O Mu'adh, I love you." SubhanAllah. When was the last time we told our loved ones we love them? Did you know that the Prophet ﷺ said, "If one of you loves their brother, let them tell them, for it does good and makes love last." SubhanAllah. Once the Prophet ﷺ was standing with a man talking to him. I want you to imagine what it's like to talk to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to be that close, to be able to talk to him. And while he was talking to him, the man said, "Ya Rasulullah, you see that guy over there? I really love him." And so the Prophet ﷺ said, "Have you told him?" And the man said, "No." The Prophet ﷺ said, "Go tell him." Imagine, the Prophet ﷺ told him to leave his own company, to leave the company of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to go and inform the person that you love them. And so the Prophet ﷺ said, if one of you loves his brother, let him tell him. Express your love. We're not mind readers. Once I met a couple, and the sister was like, he never tells me he loves me. And so I said, brother, why don't you tell her you love her? And he's like, she knows it. She knows I love her. And I'm like, okay, but you know what? It reminds me of Ibrahim alayhi salam. He's one of my favorite prophets. I love Ibrahim alayhi salam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gather us with him. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Do you know in the Quran, Allah tells us that Ibrahim alayhi salam told him, Ya Allah, show me how you bring life to the dead. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, do you not believe? And he said, Bala, walakin liyatma'inna qalbi. Of course I believe, but so that my heart finds rest. Did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, no, you should just believe? You know what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him, Ibrahim, go take some birds, chop them up, put them on different mountains and come back. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showed him how he brought life to death. Express your love to your spouse. Tell them. It's an order from the Prophet ﷺ. He said, if you love someone, go tell them. Express your appreciation. The Prophet ﷺ said, he has not thanked Allah who has not thanked the people. When was the last time we thanked our husband for working so hard and supporting us? When was the last time we thanked our wife for making a delicious dinner? When was the last time we thanked our child when they did something? When was the last time we called our parents?